What's up, y'all? How you doing? Eric Clark here. This is going to be the second video in a series of Canvas videos to see if we can best optimize our use of the tool. Anyway, this video was sort of prompted by a conversation that I was having with one of my Bay State College colleagues, because last year I worked with Bay State and developed an online math course, and one of the tools that I used was EdPuzzle. I'll pop that up here. EdPuzzle is essentially an online platform that I can use to conduct formative assessments. I can have a video streaming on the page here, and within that video I can have questions, whether it be multiple choice, short answer, things of that nature. So one of the major components from my assessment tools with the Bay State course was to integrate the EdPuzzle assessment to make sure that the students were understanding the different things that I was trying to convey to them in the videos that I created. Now, I'm not teaching that this term, but a colleague is, and they're trying to replicate the course shell, and I want to show in this video how seamless and streamlined it is to add EdPuzzle to your Canvas shell. So obviously in this left-hand column here, I don't have EdPuzzle, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go down to the Settings app here on the in my menu bar. It's on the left-hand side, and then once you've clicked that, in your navigation may be different. I'm not entirely sure, and your settings may be different based off of your permissions. So if your institution has it set up where your IT folks need to provide these permissions, they need to go ahead and do that. And truth be told, I may need to get some permissions here. I haven't done this yet with my Quincy College account, so I'm just going to see what happens. So here I need to get the consumer key, and I'm going to go see if I can find that real quick. All right, I found it. It's pretty straightforward. So what you want to do is you want to click on your icon here and then click on the school. But if you look at this URL up here, it's edpuzzle.com/profile ? tab equals school. And then what you do is you have your LMS integration. You can pick Schoology, Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, PowerSchool, Blackboard. So this is set up for a wide variety of learning management systems, which I think is really cool. So obviously we're using Canvas here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy my consumer key and plug that in here. And I'm going to go ahead and do my shared secret and plug it in there. And then we're going to go ahead and add the app, and we're going to see what happens. All right, now after clicking refresh a couple of times and making sure my work is here, you'll notice that I have EdPuzzle listed twice because I inputted my consumer key and my secret key twice, and I wasn't patient and I didn't click refresh, so I saw that it didn't populate here, and that's totally my fault. So now that I've removed or disabled one of the options here, I'm going to scroll here on the left. I'm going to click refresh one last time just to see if it gets one of those EdPuzzles to disappear, and it didn't. So I'm going to need to take that into consideration as I'm sort of experimenting with this work here. All right, so as it's loading, it's going to give me an option to sign in. Oh no, something went wrong. So maybe that was the one that I removed, and let's check the other one here. All right, after doing some troubleshooting, I came to the conclusion that the EdPuzzle account that I was trying to use was linked to another institution, which made it so that they weren't another Canvas account. So it made it so it wasn't talking nicely to each other. So that's okay, and this is a kind of a fresh start for folks that haven't used Canvas or EdPuzzle. So what I'll do is I'm gonna show you how to sign up. I'm gonna sign up with Microsoft, and I'm gonna use my Quincy College email for this. All right, I've gone through and did all that good stuff. I'm going to create a new account, and I'm going to see what happens. They're probably going to ask me to verify stuff. So as you're building out your EdPuzzle account, you're going to need to identify your school. So I'm going to call this Quincy College, Quincy, Massachusetts. Pretty straightforward, and chances are your institution is going to be on this list, but if it's not, it's no big deal. You can go ahead and add that. So I'm higher ed, and my topic is math. All right, so they're going to ask me to verify my email, and that was pretty quick. I'm going to verify it now, and just verifying your email any minute now. See that? Boom, boom. And then I'm impatient, so I'm just going to click reload and see what happens. All right, success. Let's get started. Okay, so as I said before, if you are using EdPuzzle and you want it to integrate nicely with your Canvas gradebook, you're going to want to log into EdPuzzle while you're logged into Canvas, because you could go ahead and create a class for a class in EdPuzzle for your current classes, but it's not going to be as seamless as what you would like it to be. All right, MAT 103, OT2, and I mean, these are all things that you can do. All right, so my class is created. You'll notice here that there's this nice little canvas icon. Class members, I don't have any students here yet, but that's okay. And then it doesn't look like I have any assignments. So what we can do is, let's see what we can do to create some assignments. So I'm actually going to log in at the EdPuzzle on the primary site, just so you can get an idea of what I'm looking at. All right. So here's my class. This is the class that I created. Now, I'll often create my own videos and then upload them either to YouTube or directly to this platform. But if I wanted to do a video on polynomial division, right? Oops, spelling, that's important. Polynomial division, I could go ahead and I could choose a video, a random one. Take this one for example, it's 5 minutes. The cool thing about some of these videos is they may already have questions embedded in them. So the content that's already on EdPuzzle may or may not be beneficial to you. But my recommendation, sort of from a teaching branding perspective, is create as much of your own content as possible. You'll notice that we use Canvas. Canvas Studio is a pretty powerful tool when it comes to creating video content. And you can either upload that content to YouTube, which I like to do from a sort of an accessibility perspective, because when I upload the videos to YouTube, it allows for closed captioning to be enabled. So if you have students that prefer to watch with closed captions or need to watch with closed captions, they're there. Or they're available to the students. Now, as you create assignments on the EdPuzzle main page, it's going to then automatically populate to Canvas. And then, depending on how your system is set up, you could have a bunch of formative assessments where it's multiple choice and the students are given feedback immediately. Or you can have short answer or long response where you then need to go and manually grade and provide individualized feedback to the students. Either way, once you have the grade set in EdPuzzle, it will automatically sync to Canvas, which is super helpful and really straightforward. And that integration was actually far easier than what I was anticipating. There was just some hurdles. One thing to take away is if you teach at multiple schools, you're probably going to need multiple EdPuzzle accounts, because if say you're teaching at a Bay State and that's where your account is linked to, you won't be able to add it to your Quincy College campus. At least that was the issue that I think I was coming across. And then the second thing I want you to take away is, as you're integrating EdPuzzle, log into Canvas directly first, add the EdPuzzle app, and then log into EdPuzzle and create your class from within Canvas. That way they're linked seamlessly and you're not needing to bounce back and forth between multiple platforms. Hopefully this wasn't too over the top. Hopefully it made sense, and let me know how you're using Canvas and what other integrations you're using. I'd love to hear what everyone is doing in their own space. Anyway, be well, keep up the great work, and you're awesome.